What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. We're going outside yet again today because we are going to be power washing my tiny house. Now, I have never done this in the 4.5 years that I have lived tiny, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if any of my Thompson's water seal is going to be washed off. I don't know if it's just going to be dust and dirt. We are doing this together. You guys are going to be with me. I have not done this yet. Let's get to it because we have a full house to do. One note, I did get rid of my big old huge Werner fiberglass ladder that was 12 foot and that was about 50 to 75 pounds. I did replace that with an 8-foot aluminum Werner ladder, so we're going to be using that today to get up high on the surrounding of the tiny house because it's way too high for me to reach with the power washer. I did do the mobile home a couple days ago and I did have to get out my 4-foot ladder in order to get up at the top of the mobile home. I definitely know I'm going to be needing an 8-foot ladder or higher with the tiny house. Let's get going. I brought the power washer over here, and now that my hydrant works from when I had the septic reinstalled, I can hook up a hose on this hydrant right now, and then the electric cord is going, of course, to my outside power. When I do the other side, I'm gonna put the power, I'm gonna string it through there so that I don't have to put it all the way around. It seems like it'll be easy enough to do. I did start on power washing the tiny house, and I don't know if that is just really dirty or if I'm actually taking off my stain. After we get done with power washing the tiny house, I guess I will make a decision on if I'm going to restain it with the coloring that I put on it, or if I'm just gonna put a regular clear coat of Thompson's water seal on again just to seal it for the winter. All right, so there's a couple things that I'm noticing here, especially when using this power washer. It's leaving like these marks in it if you don't use the sprayer the same way each and every time. Basically, you have to use the same pressure on the entire house at the same distance when you're power washing the house. And again, I don't know if I am washing off my stain, my coloring stain, or if I'm just washing off the Thompson's water seal, or if this is just all dirt. Definitely gonna look a lot different when I get done with it. Looks really different. I actually like the old look better, the darker brown in this, but it still looks rustic. So if I don't decide to do the coloring stain again, it's called like weathering stain, then I'll just do the Thompson's water seal and that'll make it a little bit darker. So I really hope that I'm going to be able to take some of these, they're kind of like lines out. Like you can see them, you can see all like the little ridges because I didn't get the power washer at the exact place each and every time. That's going to be a challenge trying to blend those in. We're going to keep going, but my arm hurts, my elbow hurts. We're just going to keep going. Now I do notice how I'm not going to be able to do this section right here because that is plugged in, and every time moisture gets in there, the outlet trips. So I'm gonna have to cover that with something. I might have just the thing. Now I got this from the original people who did the septic. They left it here for me to cover the water with. So I'm just gonna cover this like that. And this does the job. We're gonna do the back side of the house right now, and I'm gonna do the upper part of the front of the house later, just because I'm dealing with some electrical problems trying to cover up that outlet. All right, now when doing it up on the ladder, as I was doing these things right here, it was spraying me all in the face, so I'm like, I feel drenched, probably because the water really has no place to go, so it backsplashed onto me. I guess just keep that in mind if you are doing your own tiny house. right, so I just finished this side of the house. Quite honestly, that last board all the way up there, I did not do, but I don't know. I might just leave it, and when I put the Thompson's water seal over it, it might go back to that same color. I'm hoping, but I can't get up there with the ladder. I was able to get up there as much as I could. Over here, I kind of did more, but over here, I kind of tried to start ombreing it, kind of like darker at the top and then going lighter as it goes to the bottom, but I didn't do that over on this side. Might look a little off. This is the front of the house and we still have a lot of that to do, so we're gonna probably do that tomorrow. So far this is a 3-day project. You know what? It's looking like I'm not gonna be able to reach up there either. We'll see what happens. I do also have to get these two sides as well. I could probably do the hitch cover also. Third day, back at it again. I'm gonna do the front of the house. Over here, we're gonna start and go as high as we can. And then over here, when I get to the outlet part, I've got the handyman coming over in a couple days to do the deck on my tiny house. And he's also going to put a plastic cover over that. So that's probably when I will do that whole area right there, because that whole entire socket is getting wet and I don't know what can happen. So we're just gonna stay away from that until he puts a cover on there. I can already tell from looking, this is lighter than this up here, but that's going to add to the character of it. I'm not going to go back over it, trying to do it like ombre-ish, have it darker at the top and then blend lighter to the bottom. On the other side, it doesn't quite look like that. It does look almost light all the way around. We just have to do the rest of this side. Quite honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do because this outlet is not protected. The handyman doesn't get here till Tuesday, so I might just put some insulation over it or maybe even a box. Okay, I think I figured it out. I grabbed an empty box, put it over there, and I'm using my old non-working weed eater to put pressure against it to keep it up there. So I'm going to keep power washing up there and hope that the water just passes it, drips down maybe, but blocks it, as opposed to getting it on the outlet itself. See how it works. got the whole thing done. See, this right here could have used a little bit more, but we're going to consider that some of the ombre effect. This is the front of the house. Again, that top board did not get reached, but we've got some just different coloration going on in there. And then once I seal it, hopefully all the colors will come together. I just did this last section, which again, all of that is kind of orangey instead of like the pine that it used to be. And then this is what we did very first day. And next we're gonna seal it. Power washing my tiny house took 3 days. I had a couple difficulties when it came to certain pressure points, the distance from where I was spraying the nozzle. I actually could not get the nozzle off to switch it to any of my other 3 sprayers, so I had to deal with the one that was on there. That's it. I probably power washed off all of my stain and all of the Thompson's water seals, so we're just gonna seal it again. So now my tiny house is power washed, and I don't doubt that I took off the stain and the Thompson's water seals. I don't know, it is what it is. We're just going to reseal it again for the winter. It's just gonna be either a lighter color or a lot of the dirt is gone because, again, I have not power washed it ever and I've not cleaned it in 4.5 years. I hope you guys are enjoying my journey. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.